In the last few days, we've seen a massive pump on Solana meme coins. I'm going to show you the best coins on the Solana chain at the moment, what I think they're going to do in terms of price, and a few tips in terms of picking up some new potential 10x, 20x coins. I'm going to start with Bonk. Bonk is the premium coin on Solana, and I've discussed it a lot here on this channel. But at the moment, just to give you an idea, it's at 875 million market cap. That's important because when we look at some of the other larger ones, this gives us a kind of target as to what the maximum potential might be for some of the other coins. Now, in terms of maximum market cap, it is worth mentioning that at the highs, it did push just over 2 billion in market cap. By the way, that's a lesson right there. So one lesson to explain to you right now is whenever these coins get to a round number in terms of market cap, that's really important. And if you're in any of these, you should be looking to sell before that round number. Funnily enough, it's very similar with crypto coins in general, like altcoins, particularly NFTs actually, but definitely I've seen that with meme coins as well. So for example, if you're in a new coin and it's approaching 1 million in market cap and it's going really well, don't take profits at 1 million or after if you're going to take a little bit off the table. Take them before 1 million because everybody's looking to take profits at the same exact figure. So it's not a surprise that this tagged exactly 2 billion and then pretty much crashed after that. Now, what do I think is going to happen in terms of Bonk and the price? So we saw this pump in a lot of the coins, but Bonk actually didn't move that much. It's already such a large market cap that I think it needs a lot of momentum and the price action is not looking good. It's at a good pump, it's at good volume. We'll have to wait and see. But with this move alone, this kind of dead cat bounce, I'm not convinced. What you need to see now is it attacking these highs again we saw on the 11th of January. If you see price action attacking these highs, then yes, we could be beginning something here. But if we stay under that level, even if the other ones are pumping, then I wouldn't be interested in Bonk because I think some of the other ones offer a lot better value. So let's discuss some of them. Got Myro, and Myro here had a really nice pump in the same period of time, but actually it came off the lows at the end of 2023. And in terms of kind of percentage gain, it's massive. Like it's already done a 7-8x off the lows we saw at the turn of the year. So it's performing very well. But remember I said market cap, have a look at that, 150 million. So round number again, you have to be a little bit careful with that. So there may be a tiny bit of profit taken, but it's looking very bullish since it kind of had a little bit of sell-off and then it's pushed back very strong. So this looks like it has legs. It looks like it could push up a lot further. Now in terms of where price has been before, it's kind of new territory. Once it gets this high, there's not really any resistance. And on a daily chart, if you look at the volume, is ever increasing, which is what you need. Now, if you have a look at the followers, it's not really that reliable, but it gives you a kind of rough gauge as to where we are. And you can see it's got 40,000 and Bonk in comparison, Bonk has 200,000. So it's almost proportional to what their market caps are. So I think if Myro continues to get popular, continues to get more following, I think the price can continue to increase. I think this is probably going to be, well, if it isn't already, the second kind of premium coin on Solana, but it has much more potential. And the thing is with meme coins, because of the risk of sell-off, so for example, if this just dropped back to support from the highs, so if it went from here right back down here, just to give you an idea, so let's say you invested 1k into here right now. Now, if it got to a market cap even half of what Bonk got to at the highs Bonk was at 2 billion. If this got to 1 billion, what are we talking about there? We're talking about maybe a 6-7x. So that's 1k going to 7k. And if it gets back down to these support levels, because you just want to hold and see how it goes, then you'll go down to $500. So your risk is $500, your reward might be 6k, if that makes sense. Now with Bonk, it has to work very, very hard now to recover. But if it did recover, to get to all-time highs, it's only a 2x. So 1k can go up to 2k. But then because it's moved so high, what if it started crawling back down to 500 market cap or lower? You might end up with $300 or $400. So the risk is about the same as the other trade, but the reward with Myro would be much higher. I hope that makes sense. But if you don't understand that, please just comment below. I can always do a separate video where we go into the figures in a lot more detail. But even on Myro, you can see what people have taken in terms of profit so far, and they're big numbers. But notice also that people have put big investments into this. People are not afraid to put 40, 50, 60 grand into a meme coin to see if it can make them some profits here. So So that's interesting to note as well. So on the bigger coins, you want to see that. You want to see larger investments. And that's definitely what you're seeing with Miro. Because if you look at the daily volume here, some days we're touching 10 to 15 million in volume. Very, very high. Next one, used car. Very, very organic growth from scratch. Really nice meme. And the following is now 10,000. So it's growing steadily. Market cap is very low, even for the followers. So if you think about it, so 40,000 to Miro's 150,000 market cap, this is 10,000 followers already, and it only has barely 20 million. So decent in terms of numbers there and decent in terms of potential. Now, this had that massive pump just before the end of the year, and it's been consolidating ever since. Now, we've had a little bit of a breakout of this trend line, but not much. But the problem is the volume. We need the volume to really start ramping up if this is to push out. So I think as yet is unclear. Personally, if I was looking at this, definitely it has potential. I would want a little bit more clearer price action or volume coming into it, and I would want to see the price kind of curving around. So let me show you what that might look like. It might look like higher highs, higher lows, curving around, maybe consolidating, or consolidating at higher levels and curving around. And then we're attacking this high and this high. And then definitely you're interested. You might have to give up like 20, 30% gains there. But if you're giving that up, the potential there is very high. Now you have to look at the Solana market in general, the meme coin market, because if we have a pump for a couple of weeks and then all of the Solana meme coins kind of die down, I don't think this one's going to go anywhere either, unfortunately. I think it needs to pump very soon whilst everything else is pumping for it to really go. But it's a great meme otherwise, and it has potential. Dog with hat. This was another massive one, and it's already got a crazy market cap of 330 million. So actually, to be honest, this is technically second after Bonk and not even Miro. And if you look at where the price has got to, it's attacking all-time highs. Very, very bullish. And if you have a look here at the kind of price move we saw, it's not up a massive amount. So keep that in mind as well. It's only up like 250% off the lows. It's just a very strong meme. Like it never really retraced that much. And then we had this crazy buy where somebody spent, I think on the 10th of January, there was one transaction. That's why you've seen the green spike. There's something like 6 million US or something like that in one transaction. Crazy. And in terms of follower numbers now, kind of modest at 24,000, but still getting a decent amount of engagement. Another one I just wanted to share was Popcat. This is one that pumped really hard just before Christmas and is now back at a market cap of 16 million. Now, off the lows, we kind of saw it bottom out here on 7th, 8th of January. And off the lows, how much have we moved here? So it's about 230%. So a decent move. But look at the volume at the bottom. The volume's really coming in now. And we're seeing what I was showing you before. The price is kind of curving around. So this definitely has potential. Now, if it was going to do a run to all-time highs, what are we talking here? We're talking another just under 200%. So it has a decent amount of work to do, but the potential is there. And the following is still kind of small at the moment. The following is only about kind of 6,000 followers. So it's not really that well known as some of the other coins. So I've shown you, a couple of tips here. So I've shown you several coins here that all have potential. But notice that these are ones that have actually launched already. The biggest risk, especially if you're new to meme coins, the biggest risk is actually at the beginning. It's the first few hours to the first few days. Very, very risky. There's a lot of scams, a lot of rugs. If you get to this point that they've had the massive pump and dump already, so sometimes a lot of the creators, devs, stuff like that, they're already out of the project. A lot of them are kind of almost community run completely. That's a good thing because nobody can then dump a large amount of coins. And then the other good thing is, it's not any kind of scam or honeypot or anything like that. You're past that point too. Because if that was going to happen, it would have happened literally in the first few hours, maximum couple of days. So we're way, way past that. So you're comfortable in knowing that apart from it just being a meme coin, so not necessarily having much utility or anything like that, it's got a strong community and a lot of these have literally thousands of holders. So there's a lot of holders in all of these projects, which means no one person can suddenly send the price right back down. So yes, people say, oh, but it could go to zero. Yes, but these coins aren't going to zero. They're not going to go to zero anytime soon anyway, even if they were going to. But even if they did, it would take absolutely months and months and months because half the people in the coin probably forget they even own the coin. So they don't really ever go to zero. They just kind of die off and the volume kind of goes down. That's really what happens here. So your risk in these is a lot lower. You're catching it on a second or third wave, as we might say, up, whereas this pump might be the first or second pump up. So it's a lot less risk. So if you're new, these are the ones you might want to get into when you're first starting, rather than ones that are newly launched. And the reason for that is because then you won't risk your whole 1K, losing your whole 1K investment or whatever you're deciding to invest. Like if you invest in this and it pulls back and it doesn't work out, yeah, you'll still walk away with $700 or $800, which is not bad. And then you can try something else and see how it goes. And then maybe the next one's the one where you get the 2x or 3x. I can talk about technical analysis on meme coins all day. So if you have any questions about that, please comment below. Thanks for listening.